Yeah, it's 15 minutes and some, 15 minutes and some, 15 minutes and some with me, Mocha Brown. Yeah, it's 15 minutes and some, 15 minutes and some, 15 minutes and some with me, Mocha Brown. Yeah, shibba pop pop, ba pop pop, bang. Yeah, woohoo, yeah. Hey, how's it going out there? I am Mocha Brown. And as you can see, the topical topic is a text message from a millionaire, Daniel Alley. Yeah, uh-huh. Woohoo. Now, what's actual and factual, Daniel Alley used to live right up the alley from me. That's actual and factual. And I used to have my phone. One phone would be broadcasting the podcast live, and then I'd have my other phone in my hand, and I would read the text message that Daniel Alley, a millionaire, a very positive, successful man who used to live up the alley from me, but I've since then moved to another location. And so he no longer lives up the alley from me, but we still, to some degree, to some extent, are still in the percent in the how do you say that? We're still kind of in the area when it comes to our mindset. Let me clarify that for you again. We don't. He doesn't live up the alley from me anymore because I've since moved on. Talking about a millionaire, successful millionaire, Daniel Alley. Yeah, we don't live very close to each other anymore, but yet we're still in the same alley concerning our mindset. That's actual and factual. Yeah. So let me share the latest text message that I received from Daniel Alley. Daniel Alley, a successful millionaire. This particular text message reads as follows: never use your age as an excuse. At any age, lift weights. At any age, write books. At any age, find new love. At any age, start a business. At any age, climb mountains. At any age, create a new you. You're not dead until you're dead. Therefore, live your life to the fullest. Yeah, I truly believe in that. I think the same way. Now, what I want to say to you, in case you missed it the first time, let me read this to you again. Yeah, the devil is always busy, first and foremost, before I get started with that. The devil is always busy trying to hold us down, trying to hold us back. I mean, yeah, and it's usually a cuckoid. I hate to say it, but it's true. It's usually a cuckoid trying to hold negroids down, trying to block the flow. But God will always use the same cuckoids, those negative people. And I'm not saying all cuckoids are negative, but they are the primary uh, negative carriers. Yeah, but they are the primary negative carriers of destruction. It's actual and factual. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the devil is always busy, but then God will use the enemy to propel us to the next level of greatness. That's actual and factual. Once again, let me repeat that. God will always use the enemy, the devil, to propel us to the next level of greatness. So, with that being said, let me share this with you again in case you missed it the first time around. A text message from a successful millionaire named Daniel Alley, who used to live, he used to live up the alley from me. Yeah, he's a YouTuber. He's a YouTuber. He's awesome. He's amazing. He's phenomenal. He's all those things. He's a book author. He's a coach. Yeah, it's actual and factual. So now you say, well, what about Daniel Alley that used to live up the alley? Are you still in the same alley? Yeah, technically speaking, we're still in the same alley, in the same neighborhood. We have the same mindset, positive mindset. And he's a godly man. I'm a godly woman, believe in family and all of that. So here's the text message that he sent me this morning. Never use your age as an excuse. At any age, lift weights. At any age, write a book. At any age, find new love. At any age, start a business. At any age, climb mountains. At any age, create a new you. You're not dead until you're dead. Therefore, live your life to the fullest. Yeah, hand clap on that. Yeah. Nothing like positive words of inspiration to lift us up. We all could use positive words of inspiration to lift us up, regardless of the size of our pocketbook. I mean, you may have two nickels, barely have two nickels to rub together. I mean, you may be in the negative in your bank account. You may make less than $10,000 a year. You may make $50,000 a year. You may be a millionaire. You may be a billionaire. The bottom line still comes down to this, what Daniel Alley said today. Irregardless of your pocket size, what I'm saying, this is the text message that he said, never use your age as an excuse. At any age, lift weights. At any age, write books. At any age, find new love. At any age, start a business. At any age, climb mountains. At any age, create a new you. You're not dead until you're dead. Therefore, live your life to the fullest. I got to say again, hand clap on that, my friend. Yeah, that's actual and factual. Now, some of you will say, well, Mocha Brown, Mocha Brown, Mocha Brown. What have you done? Well, I've written a few books. Yeah. And I started my first business when I was 15 years old. It's actual. And I'm working my way back to the gym, but not necessarily having to go to the gym, but working out inside mi casa. See, I put on a few pounds or more, which is kind of depressing because the weight is weighting me down. But that's no reason for me not to get my mind right so that I could get back to the gym to get my body right. That's actual and factual. Yeah. Now, if I was going to climb a mountain, I'd want to climb Mount Everest. Yeah. But I wouldn't want to climb it the way that mountain tears climb it. Yeah, that's actual and factual. I would love to climb Mount Everest, but I wouldn't want to climb it the way that people climb mountains. I would just like to go there, drive there, maybe fly in a helicopter, let me off at the top of the mountain. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to climb up no mountain on no string. But I fly me in a helicopter, take the top of the mountain, and I'll be like, I made it to the top of the mountain. Yeah, that's my mountain climbing. That's about as much of a mountain climb you're gonna get from me. Yeah, that's actual and factual. And with that being said, well, have you claimed the new you? Well, I used to be a drug addict. I used to be a drug addict. I used to be addicted to cigarettes. I was never addicted to alcohol, but I was addicted to drugs and I was addicted to cigarettes. Yeah. And I've been free, decades free of drugs, and maybe a year or two free of cigarettes. So I've created the brand new me. And a brand new me now has Rice TV officially legal. The new me has my Mocha Brown Productions LLC officially legal. Yeah. Rights counseling officially legal. Yeah. All of these businesses up under the umbrella of Mocha Brown Productions LLC, licensed in the state of Virginia, where which we service all of America. Yeah. And worldwide too. And I'm going to tell you this. If I can do it, believe me, honey, you can do it too. Because I tell you something. I used to not be a believer. I believed that I could do, but I didn't fully believe. Like I used to be that person that I didn't believe in God that much, probably because I was a Catholic at the time. Yeah, I used to be a Catholic, but I've since then changed from being a Catholic. Yeah, that's actual and factual. And so when I was a Catholic, I had one foot in the door and one foot in the devil's world. And that's true. When I was a Catholic, I had one foot in the world, the devil's world, and one foot as a believer in Christ Jesus. So one day I was out at the store and I saw this sticker. It said millionaire. Something like that. I don't remember exactly because someone stole the sticker, believe it or not. Believe it or not, who would steal a sticker? But someone stole my reflective sticker that said something like, "You are a millionaire." And when you look in the sticker, you would see your reflection of yourself. And you said, "Yeah, I am a millionaire." So that was when I was a youngin'. Yeah. Uh, early, late junior high, early high school years. And someone stole the sticker. So it never stopped me from rising to the top. And when I changed my life from being a Catholic and converted to just being a Christian, my whole life just began to change completely. I mean, like whoo, I can't even begin to explain how it just changed completely. So yeah, you can change your life, change your mind, change your life. Let me say that again. Change your mind, change your life. Let me say that again. Change your mind, change your life. If you can't change your mind, you can't change your life. That's actual and factual. So if you're sitting down in an apartment and you're just humbug, angry at the world all the time, you got to change your mind in order to change your life. You're dreaming of moving out of the apartment to move into a house, a single family home, townhouse home, mansion. Well, you got to change your mind. Change your mind, change your life. What do you mean by change your mind, change your life? Well, you got to change that negative to a positive. And once you can change from a negative to a positive, you'll find that everything will be fine. You'll increase your dimes and your health too. That's actual and factual. Yeah. So, I got to say hand clap on that to Daniel Alley, who I used to live up the alley from him, but yet we're still in the same alley, the same neighborhood when it comes to our train of thoughts, positive thoughts. Yo, yeah. And with the help of the Lord Jesus Christ, too. So, hand clap on that to Mr. Daniel Alley and to his family. Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, I'm happy. God said today is the day. I didn't realize that today would be the day that God would be like, "You're back in business, baby." I just realized that today, just now, within the past hour. I was like, all these things were happening and I couldn't see clearly. And until just now, when I got the text from Daniel Alley and I read it, I said, God is really, really, really that true. God's got our back. When you trust in him, he'll put everything back in the manner and the form of which it's supposed to be, even better than what it was the first time around. That's actual and factual. I mean, let me share this with you. So I'm on X, formerly known as Twitter, and I'm just doing what I do, scrolling along, doing what I do, blah, 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 reading this, reading that. And then I came across this particular post or tweet from a very famous person. I'm not going to call names at this time. And I'm reading the tweet. And I'm like, wow, this feels like me. And I was like, wow, this is prime opportunity to share something with this particular person. Very famous person, but I'm going to hold back on a name for this time. I was like, so I riddled me this and I riddled me that. And then I didn't think about it after that. I just went on about my business, doing what I do. And then the person, a very famous person, retweeted me back. And they said they liked the riddle that I did. And I thought to myself, wow, that's pretty huge. And I'm like, that's really huge because I had no idea that someone would like something that I do. And so if someone that huge, and I'm not going to say who, someone that huge liked what I did as a riddle me this, riddle me that, was like, okay, God, do I just keep doing this? Keep keep doing this? And God like, keep on doing this and doing. So I just keep on doing what he told me to do. And then today, Lord and behold, he says, this is you. Now, with that being said, I'm able to run and operate my business the way that I always wanted to. So I got the one phone to podcast, broadcast live, and the other phone to scroll down, scroll up, scroll left, scroll right, and share with you the things that I believe that I like, that you perhaps may like too, that may be an inspiration to you. And well, with that being said, it's time for me to roll out here on 15 minutes and some, 15 minutes and some with me, Mocha Brown. Shabba pop pop pop, pop pop, bang, woo, yeah.